Hello, carpet cleaning world. This is your administrator, Roger Lloyd. And tonight, I wanted to let this be the beginning of a series of videos called Setting the Standard. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of talk in a lot of groups on YouTube and everywhere else. But if you don't set the standard in your target market by whatever you do, you are going to lose out. So let me explain something to you here. Let me show you in this first video how we're going to set the standard in the Pottstown, Pennsylvania area. Now right here, you're looking at a new wand. This is the new Stage 3 Tony Dang wand. Now, I know that you've heard so many things from so many different guys about, oh, don't purchase the wand from him or it breaks down or whatever. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Dang gives a money-back guarantee. He has revamped this wand. Just like if you believe in any of the marketing that I teach you and tell you, how many times did I have to go back and revamp my marketing before I believe I perfected it to get you the results that you're getting? But I want you to see, do you see this wand pole is green? Why is it green? Because I want to set the standard right away when I go in any of my clients' home and they see a green pole wand to automatically know that this is BioClean. But we're not going to stop here. I also ordered from Wander's Products some green hose. So even from my truck, you will know that it's BioClean because of the hose. And then there's a lot of other little things that I have ordered that is going to be coming in. I want you to understand that yes, you can listen to everyone, and yes, you can get all these ideas, but you have to set the standard for yourself. What is your company colors? Are you branding yourself? Over the next several videos, you are going to be watching me branding myself and my company. And I want you to see, look at this. Even at this wand, he's redesigned this. This doesn't look like the typical wand that's coming in someone's home. But what I really like about this wand is, if you ever have clients that say, do you get under the beds? This swivels all the way to the floor for you to get up under the bed as close as you possibly can. This is a well put together wand. Now I know it has its competition that everyone is talking about, but ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow evening I'm going to take a live video at my daycare center that I'll be cleaning, and we're going to use this wand. And I want you to tell me that you see anything that would keep you from wanting to purchase this wand. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I'm going to be selling this wand. Now, the competition, I believe, is about $1,800. I'm going to get you this wand here in whatever custom color you need for your company, for branding yourself, for only you know what? I'm going to take 100 off. It's $13.95. Regularly $14.95 is going to be $13.95. So, if you're ready to start branding yourself, then this is one way to go. And tomorrow evening, if you have any doubts or heard the hype that the wand falls apart or any of this other crazy nonsense, you will see this in action. Now, of course, I'm not making it, so if it falls apart, well, we'll find out. But guys, let me tell you something. You see this swivel down here? This swivel is replaceable. Not like some of its competition that once the swivel's gone, it's non-replaceable. This swivel is 100% replaceable. So if it wears out after a year to 5 years, guess what? Depending on how much you use it, you can get the swivel and the wand is still good to go. You still have the Pika tube right here. I love this Pika tube. You have this glide on the front of it that just makes it so easy to glide across the floor. But tomorrow, when it's in action, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to let you see the difference and the underlay of where the glide is and how it has better suction. And let's be honest, isn't that one of the primary things we want in our wand? The suction? We want our suction to be right. So stay tuned. This is the first introductory set of setting the standard for your business. And remember, it is important. What are your colors? Whatever color your company is, you can get the poll to demonstrate your colors. This is important. This is setting you apart from your competition. But then in the next couple weeks, I ordered some hose, and that's going to be green. And I'm going to show you how when I pull up to someone's home and even pull my hoses, I'm standing out even from the cars driving by. So this is the new Tony Dang wand. Tomorrow evening, while I'm cleaning the daycare center, we're going to demo this baby. And I believe that it's going to hold up to the task. And then next week, we're going to bring someone in with a Devastator wand. And then this isn't competition, so don't get all gun-ho and get all bent backwards. We just want to see if this performs as well as the Devastator wand. That's all. We're not having no competition here. We just want you to know, is this worth the $1,395 that you can purchase it right here in the carpet cleaning world? Or do you want to go ahead and get the Devastator wand? And I believe that's about $1,800 or so. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. But ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, this is the new Tony DangPro wand. And we're going to take a look and see how this performs. And like I said, next week, we're going to try to get my buddy who has a Devastator wand. And then I'm going to let him do a few lines. I'm going to do a few lines. And then we're going to let our employees do a few lines. So it's not judgmental. We're going to let the guys that work for us pick and choose which way they want to go. And that's all we're saying. But guys, think about it. Branding yourself, customizing yourself. If this wand holds up to the task tomorrow night, you guys need to give us a call. 484-420-7220. Tell us your company colors. Let's get you as close as possible to your company colors. Then next week, in the next 3 weeks, my hoses from Wander Products should be in. And then I have a deal from you there where I'm going to tell you about financing options. Because we all know you're in the carpet cleaning business. You don't have $200 and $300 to purchase colored hose and colored wands. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I worked a deal with these guys to where as though if you purchase my marketing, so that'll help you make the money to be able to afford the better tools. See, this isn't just a Facebook group that we're just doing a whole lot of talking and different things. We're trying to help you do one thing. We want to help you make some more money. That's what we're all in this business for, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're going to be using it. We're going to use it on quite a few jobs. That's good old Mikey P there. We're going to use it, and we're going to test it out. And that's no problem. But we're not going to just say it's not going to work because of some of the past issues it has. The man has promised me that this has been redone, and I want to give him a fair shake. We all are going to give him a fair shake. I'm not going to not do this video live. this video is going to be live. So if the wand holds up and does what it needs to do, we'll find out. If it doesn't, we'll find out that as well. All right, Mikey P says he has both. I'll tell you what's what. All right, well, Mike, you're a member in this group. You can post any video and say what you need to say here, and we can talk about it. Matter of fact, where you at, Mike? Let's see if we can bring you in here. Of course, it's going to hold up. All right, well, we just going to let everybody see. Like I said, I have no problem with the Devastator wand. I believe it's a very good wand. Remember, Mikey, I saw it when Conway first brought it out at your Mikey's Fest. I was very impressed at the Devastator wand. But we just would like to see, I'm going to have one of my buddies bring his Devastator wand next week or so if he can meet me at the Chinese restaurant. And I'm going to bring the DangPro wand here, and we're going to let everyone make their own decision. That's what it's all about. And if it doesn't hold up, so be it. But you guys will be able to make your own decision. And like I said, in the next couple weeks, I've ordered some hose today to match the wand, to brand my company. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, setting yourself apart from the competition. I'm not saying no one's product is better than the other, but I just want you to be able to make your own decision. I have no problem with Tom Conway, who makes the Devastator wand. I met him. He's a very nice man. I've met Tony Dang. He seems like he's a very nice man on every occasion that I've met and talked to him on. So we're just going to see which one of these wands are best for you. Okay, Mike. But the point is, Mike, you a Conway guy, so you already biased, Mike. That's not fair, buddy. That's not fair. Hold on here. All right. There he is, everyone. Go ahead, Mikey P, everyone. You guys don't know Mikey P. You're not in the carpet cleaning business long enough. Talk to us, Mikey. Talk to us.
You want to talk wands? How you doing, Roger? What are you doing home so early? Oh, it's not early. It's late over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had, geez, I think four dang wands, and currently only one's in use. That's a little bit of a story. And I think we have 4 or 5 Devastator wands, one of them being the second one ever made. So we got some 14s and one 12. And are you aware of the history with Tony and Tom from Devastator?
Yes, unfortunately, unfortunately, I am. I know Tom used to work.
Yeah, they were making the wands together at one point when Tom first got into this.
Mm-hmm.
And the swivel was Tom's design. The original head that was kind of a Pro-Chem titanium knockoff was Tony's. And they collaborated and they sold a good amount. But Tom wanted to provide a better fit and finish product, and Tony was having problems delivering, the BMW experience, where everything's just perfect. The guy spends, over $1,000 on the wand. You shouldn't have to tighten things and go through and rebuild the whole wand, correct? Right. So, Roger, you got that light behind your head, man.
Yeah, I'm
there you go. There you go. So, so they split their ways, and Tom found different people to make it. And he's currently, well, let's just say he's currently rigging something up to where he's gonna be able to make like 90% of the wand to keep quality control up. Because again, you're charging $1,500 or more. They're not $1,800 anymore. Maybe they are with shipping or something, but they've come down a little bit in price. But you want to provide a perfect product, and that's ultimately where there's a difference with Tony. They're highly variable. He still hasn't caught up on the swivel design that Tom has figured out. And the basic difference, without getting too nerdy about it, is Tom's swivel comes off 100%. Comes off from the head, comes off from the tube. If and when you ever wear it out, Tom can send you a new one for a whopping $125. All right, that's less than the glide's going to cost. Whereas with Tony's wands, and it doesn't matter if it's the one you're selling or Rob Allen or Tony or whoever else, the insides of the swivel is welded to the head. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when the swivel goes bad, you're going to have to replace the head as well, which is a substantial cost. It won't be $125, I can tell you that. And then Tony has his latest swivel's his best swivel. It has that lock feature, which is cool, but no one ever uses it. I suppose if you're doing a big giant room and you don't have a rigid wand, you'll use the lock. But he has problems with the bearings. And what happens is he uses an undersized bearing that basically kind of wads up, and it's a steel bearing and aluminum race, and they're undersized, so they're not touching on all four sides. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
A bearing should touch on all four sides of the race. The race is the channel that the bearings move in. So what happens in the first couple of days of use, those bearings kind of wad up on one another and they cram into each other. Because when you first get the swivel, it's reasonably tight. And anybody who's used swivel wands for any amount of time, they like a tighter swivel. They don't want it spinning around and flapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to be able to crack the side and pull some debris out of a corner and kind of tell it what to do. They don't want it flopping all over. And Devastator swivels stay nice and tight, and you can adjust that a little bit too. Tony's start out tight, but then again, as those bearings wad up on each other, they gouge out the aluminum race, and the steel wins the fight with the aluminum, and then the wand goes real loose. They used to get real sloppy and have a lot of play in them, but now they're staying tight, which is good. And my guys use them, and they don't have any problem with it. They're not as nerdy or fanatical about it as I am. They don't care that it's loose. When I got them their latest Devastator one, it was so tight they didn't like it. So we did a couple tricks to loosen it up. Now they're more than happy with it. So that's the difference on the swivel. And that's probably the most important part on these wands. The second part is the internal airflow. And if you were to take apart the two heads, you'll see that Tom's has just a little bit better. And that little bit better makes sense, or it's a benefit if you're using let's say a 4.6 or smaller blower. If you got something bigger, 4.8 or a Vortex or whatever, it really doesn't matter. You got more air than you could ever manage with. So there is a little bit of benefit there. Tom's 12-inch wand, which has a 12-inch head, an 1.5-inch tube, it's got incredible airflow. And I saw somebody on here asking if it works with a portable, and it certainly does. It's an 1.5-inch connector, so it works great with portable hose, and that's what I use. It's way lighter. It has a fantastic feel with a tapered whip hose. Tapered whip hose is a 15-foot hose. It starts at 2-inch and goes down to 1.5-inch where it hooks to the wand. It's really lightweight. There's how's that noise in the background, Roger?
I don't know.
You hear that? Sounds like somebody's cleaning your carpet.
No, we're cooking dinner.
Uh-huh. She doing running the blender? Anyhow, yeah. I haven't used my 14-inch in months and months since I got the 12. And I bet you if you were to try one, you'd stick with it. Like any wand, you got to use it maybe a dozen times to get the hang of it. But what I really like about it, besides the lightweight, is how how perfect the spray pattern is. You don't see any lines caused from the jet. It's the way he's got them angled up. It's just a nice solid wall of water there, not creating any streaking. And just tremendous suction due to a couple other little internal tricks that he does. It's just dynamite. And after you use it a dozen or so times, when you go back to that 2-inch hose all the way to a 14-inch, it feels like you're using a telephone pole. It's really cumbersome. It's something else, then. But if you're still out wanding, a guy your age, you really ought to give one of those a try. It's just, things fantastic.
Well, the thing is, though, I'm not a fan of Rob Allen at all. I'm not an enemy of Rob. I don't know Rob Allen, but the point is, I know Rob Allen has been carrying the Tony Dang wine for a while, and he admitted that he stopped when he had some problems. But even Rob Allen, big truck mount forums, whatever, even he's agreed that, that some changes and things have been made. And I'm not saying I don't know. That's why I'm going to try it out tomorrow. And then next week, when I have one of my Chinese restaurants that we clean, it's that time of year for us when everyone starts their spring cleaning.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have one of my buddies bring his Devastator that he's very proud of, and he loves it. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't. And I've heard,
No, they're extremely close. Tony has done everything he can to copy Tom's wand. And for most people, they'll never notice the difference. Roger, you know how many of these events and how many carpet cleaners I met over the years, right? I mean, thousands. Especially with these Ronald McDonald House cleanings where guys bring their trucks and I get to see their equipment. I mean, you wouldn't believe the crap I see. Guys with their jets turned the wrong way, leaking hoses all over, plugged jets, chunks of their glides missing. And when I point it out to them, they don't even realize it. Like, oh, really? I didn't even know. So
that's true.
I think you're a smart guy, and you're going to notice the subtle differences. You're a bit of a tool tester like I am. Mm-hmm. But is that a brand new wand there? That mint green one that you're showing?
Yeah, just lubricated the bearings and just put her all together. Yeah.
Are you holding the camera or you got it on a tripod?
No, I'm holding it. Yeah.
See if you can see if you can set the camera down and hold that wand and show the resistance on turning that head. And then in a month or so come back and show how it's spinning. And then when your buddy brings you your Devastator wand or his Devastator wand, check that too. Grab both sides of the head and tweak on it and see. And granted, a Devastator wand can get abused and undergreased, and there's set screws on it, and those set screws can be ignored.
Right.
And things can fall apart. It's a moving mechanism, and things need to be maintained. And Tom, I talk to Tom often, and he tells me stories of some of these wands get sent back for a tune-up, and it's amazing the abuse they see, but they still hold together. And I'm guilty of, I should say, my guys are guilty of it too. They do a ton of work, and they're not the ones to wipe down their wands at the end of the day. And there's far worse, but they're really rough on them. So I see the abuse they take. But anything with set screws is going to need a little TLC. But what I'm saying is test that wand now and get a feel for how that swivel feels. Mm-hmm. And then do that once a day, and you're going to notice that whole process of it getting really rough to the point where the head doesn't want to spin, and then all of a sudden, a job or two later, it's going to spin real freely because those bearings are busted loose, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
but neither here nor there, and maybe it doesn't matter to you. I mean, you might like a looser swivel, but it's just a fact of life with those wands. The manifolds are he used to have a head where the manifold was built into the head. There was nothing hanging on there, and the jet screwed right into basically an attic into the head. But it wasn't his design, and I think he got into a fight with the guy that designed that, and the guy took his head and ran. So now he's using something a little similar, more similar to like a Pro Chem wand, and I'm not a big fan of that. There's a lot to knock and break there. And while they're adjustable, if they're set right from the factory, or or whoever's putting them together, you really shouldn't need to worry about setting them unless you bent them or something. But I don't know. As finicky as I am, I never adjust them. I get the Conway has two choices: adjustable, non-adjustable. I get the non-adjustable ones. They just come perfect and they're a little cheaper.
Right. Well,
But
like I said, tomorrow we're going to definitely give it a shot. I mean, like I said, I have got other
it
products.
has terrific. It has terrific airflow. It's I would say Tony's wands pretty much on par with like the Sapphire Titanium as far as performance. The Sapphire Titanium being just a little bit better than the Pro Chem Titanium. But no, it's tremendous suction. Have you ever used the wand with a little window before?
No, this is my first because I was still using the Mighty one. That was a swivel, the Bentley one. But
Yeah, that's a
now
really
I
good swivel.
upgraded
Yeah.
to this now.
No, you'll like this much better. Much
Yeah.
better. You don't have all the overspray and the goofy manifolds, but that little window, at first you think it's just kind of a gimmick, that doesn't need to be there. But I tell you what, it's very addictive, and you can not only see the color of the water, you can see the amount of water. And man, I can never go back to a wand that, one, doesn't have a swivel, or two, doesn't have that window.
Well, I can't go back to one without a swivel, that's for sure. Without a swivel. But yeah, I'm gonna give Tony's a shot and see what he come up with. And then, like I said, next week my buddy's gonna bring the whole Devastator thing for the Devastator Nation, and we'll just let these new guys in the groups make their own decision. I've got a lot of.
It's why, Roger, I've met Tony many times, and for the same reason Rob Allen is having problems with him, it's and the same reason Tom had problems with him, and the same reason that John Don and Interlink and all these independents, or a lot of independents, not all of them, don't want to sell his stuff, is inconsistency and shortcuts. And it's hard to get the same product twice. And Rob's having that same problem. So Rob gets them in pieces and puts them together. And I don't know. He says he tweaks them in 10 different ways, but I don't count putting stickers on there or tweaking, But, if you go on eBay and type in swivel wand or something, you'll see a ton of Tony Dang wands on there. None of them are Devastators, even though Tony calls them Devastators. And I'll tell you what, you know why those wands are painted like that with the powder coat?
Why is that?
It's not to make them look pretty. It's to hide the fact that that tube was used before.
All right, now, okay, Mike. We're gonna stop. All right.
A lot of returners, bud.
Well, we don't have no.
You think I'm giving you a hard time, but you're gonna find out. And your goddamn Mikey P was right. As Tony's a pain in the ass.
We're going to find out tomorrow. We're going to test it out tomorrow.
No, you're going to test them tomorrow, and they're all going to work great. And you're going to say, well, I don't see any reason to spend any more on Devastator because when they're new, they're fantastic. It's a great one. But I can't tell you how many people I know with 6-month-old Devastators that are in 2 pieces. But they are getting better. I'll give that to Tony. I mean, I've had 4 or 5. He keeps giving me the new one. He takes the old ones back. And even though and he says face to face, he'll tell me, I appreciate your honesty. It's helped me make a better wand. But when I first come out with my assessments, he gets all pissed at me because I think he's disappointed because every time he thinks he finally nailed it, but he still hasn't nailed it yet. And that's not to say Tom's wands couldn't be a little bit better either. Nothing's perfect.
Right, because I mean, I know we keep talking about this great Devastator wand, but I mean, it's still a tool. It's going to wear out sooner or later. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can find somebody that's had it for a while. They'll be like, oh, the swivel's not the same.
Yeah, no, the swivel is a maintenance item, and if you're not the kind of person to keep up on your wear items and check the fittings and put grease in there once in a while, then you probably shouldn't be buying a swivel wand. But I see how most guys take care of their wands, and they just destroy them. They never wipe them down, and these are non-swivel wands. They never check the jets, or they don't replace them. The
Right.
The damn things are sideways, and the trigger's leaky, and as long as it's squirting and sucking to some degree, they're okay with it. But
Right.
I've always been a wand connoisseur. I don't know anybody who's had more wands than me. You know my history with green glides, and
Oh yeah.
shit. Not to thump my chest, but if I hadn't got into that glide thing at the beginning back in 2003 or four, I mean, we probably wouldn't be talking about glides right now. We'd still be cleaning with steel-headed wands.
Oh yeah.
But,
Wow. Remember pushing those things? Yeah. That's
yeah.
crazy.
But no, you'll enjoy that wand. It's definitely better than the Mighty, and probably better than anything you had. But it's there's some minor differences that for a couple $100, if it was $800, and that's not to say if you don't call Tony on a Friday night and he's had a couple of sakis that he ain't going to give you a killer deal, just like our friends over there in Washington. But
Hey, I didn't say that. I didn't.
hey, those Friday night deals, man, they're the best. But if I had to buy one, I'd pay about 700 and take care of it. But no way would I pay 13, knowing the longevity of that swivel.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that it's going to fail, and it's bolted, or not bolted, it's welded to the head. And if you start chopping them up, I know Tony offers a service where he will, he'll take a whatever Pro Chem wand or Sapphire wand and cut the head off, put a swivel on there, and somehow put it back together. I've seen him use rivets. We've had some with rivets, and which is a pretty damn stupid thing, because you know what's inside the rivet, right? That little nubby thing, and what's going to happen to that in the vacuum tube? It's going to collect air, lint, and everything else. And I've seen them glue them together, screw them together, but the set screws are the way to go. But there's a trick in the way to do those set screws that they never come loose. And I don't think he's nailed that yet.
Yeah.
So,
well, the good
just
thing
be
is,
careful.
yeah, he's 100% honest with me so far. Like I mean, everything like he's telling me like what needs to be done. And you're right. You got to do some maintenance on this. But in the next couple of months, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be making a series of videos on telling these guys, look, these are tools. You got to maintenance them. You got to clean the jets. You have to, put them in vinegar overnight, like all the old school stuff we used to do. Like you got to soak the jets and the filters and thing. It'll make them last longer, but whatever.
Yeah. And, keep your glide clean. If you snaggle tooth it, take a razor.
Right.
The past two events, guys, I've seen two different dang wands show up where they're the mini slot. My mini slot where it's like an inch wide slot.
Right.
And both of them were, it's almost like Tony extrudes his glides. He might have a 12-foot glide and he chops them. But they're not paying attention where they chop them, because they're chopping open the last slot on the end, which, is leaving an open slot. And I've seen where Tony or somebody put a little chunk of Teflon in there to close it off. Take a look at your glide right now and look at the ends and see if it's anything like that. Hopefully not.
No, I already took the glide off, because that was one of the things I really liked about it. I liked how the glide was. It's nothing on the ends. It was completely brand new. I slid that on there, slid it off, and greased everything up. Yep. But like I said, tomorrow we're gonna see. I mean, like you said, you're the wand connoisseur. I'm more the marketing guy. I'm never gonna lie and deny that. But we still want to get tools that work and are going to be effective for our money. But we got to maintain them. We have to maintain them. I totally agree with you. But I'm going to give Tony a shot here. Now see, the other thing, I've had other things from him, like the 56-inch crevice tool. He's made my my air duct cleaning attachment, and those have never came back. I've been selling those things for the last 2 years. I've never had anyone send them back. We tell them how to grease them, and you really have to grease that air duct tool with some super lube, because that thing is that's a mess, and it's not going to work if you don't maintain it. And so, but I hear what you're saying. You want to get tools, especially these guys here. I look in the back of some of these guys' trucks. We don't even have to get to the wands. I look at
Yeah.
some of the superstars. I look in the back of their trucks and I'm like, oh my
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah. No, I got to bite my tongue a lot, man. And when I see these trucks, it's like, holy mackerel, man! Your customers ever come out and look at this nightmare?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be a cleaner, you know?
Yeah,
You ever run
scary.
into the guys that like keep their lint from their filters and never throw it out, and they keep it on the step in a big mountain?
That's it.
That's something I don't get.
Yeah, it's scary. But
Ray Harthcock.
over the next month or two, I have a lot of
I have a lot of
surprises
surprises
that I'll be popping
that I'll
out
be
with
popping out
to
with
try to help,
to try to help,
the guys
the
that
guys
are
that
interested.
are interested.
Um,
Um,
you know,
you know,
again,
I think
I just
I just
want to do my part, let them
my
know what's
part, let
out
them know
here.
what's out here.
Why don't you come down to a Phoenix in November and hang out? Your
Oh,
buddy
wow.
Courtney's coming down.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
We're
Well,
I
gonna,
think
we're
that,
gonna have
don't
all
you have
kinds of rock
something
stars,
too?
man. It wouldn't be the same without you, Roger. Every rock star in the industry's coming.
Yeah, I hear you,
I hear
man.
you, man.
You put
We
on
got a
them
little
velvet
surprise coming
pajamas
up
and
this
come out in the
fall too that
lounge.
I'm working on.
Say again?
Now we have a little surprise, not in November, but we have a little surprise that I'm working on coming up this fall as well.
You're putting on an event.
It's more of a conference. You put on the event. I'm not going to have all the big deals there. I'm going to stick to what I'm good at, and that's the marketing. I'm not going to try to overdo it anymore.
Yeah. Get your niche and stick with it, right?
That's it. That's me.
That's
I
me.
don't want to make them think I like you're the guy that knows about the wands and everything like that. I know how to sell it. Once you get in the door, I gotta send them your way or Courtney's way or Champion's way. I can just get you in the door.
It just won't be the same without having you walking around in velvet pajamas, though, Roger.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
You don't? Why? You got a new girlfriend that tells you how to dress?
Yo, I got a new wife to be that's going to tell me how to do it. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
we're trying to do it next month.
Is that who's making all the noise in the kitchen there? Let's meet her.
Oh yeah, making me a good dinner there.
Hey, I was watching your thing for a few minutes the other night with the lady that does your marketing to some extent. What is she?
That's her.
Is she? Oh, that's your wife to be?
Yes.
You guys must have been having an argument that night. I was watching your face, and you were mad at her. I could tell.
I was sleepy.
You were sleepy or something. You weren't paying attention. She kept catching off guard. To me, you looked irritated.
No, I was very tired. I just came in from working all day, and then she's like, "No, we got to do this," and I'm like, "Oh, man."
I could tell, man. I didn't know that was your fiance though. That's good.
Yeah.
So she's what does she do? She do graphic design or help? What's her
She
talent?
has the answering service for the carpet cleaning industry. Like, she'll answer your phone, set up your appointments, all that good stuff. She'll call out and schedule you some commercial estimates and things like that.
Was she doing that before you met her?
No. She was, well, not in this industry, but she was doing that at another company, and then I snatched her away from her.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what my daughter does that for my two locations, and I've often thought that she has a room in the day. They answer for a couple other companies. She's good at it.
Yeah.
She would just need the phone system, the ID, the call coming in, and then access to their service monster or their house call or whatever they're using. But yeah, I mean, remember Full Circle, and then Service Monster had the whatever you call them, the super agents. But it's a tough job. If you're going to do it, you almost have to do it out of India, where you can pay the workers a reasonable wage. But Service Monster or the Full Circle was in Sacramento, super expensive. Service Monster was in Seattle, even more expensive. And they could never keep anybody around. That's a real tough job. I mean, can you imagine trying to memorize, just a couple businesses' idiosyncrasies, like oh, don't book anything on this side of town on Wednesday nights or Wednesday afternoons because that's farmers market day. There won't be any parking. And all the
Right.
little things that some of the local will know. Oh, the freeway jams up there 2 o'clock every day because such and such. And they get frustrated and they get complaints and they go, man, I could be making this money just serving coffee and not have a carpet cleaner screaming at me all day because I booked a job on the wrong side of town.
Yeah.
It's a tough gig,
true.
but
Well, Mikey, I gotta go eat some of this dinner, man. She's looking at me with the crazy look, talking about, okay, you were just on the phone with 2 other cleaners.
crazy dog getting at me. Let's see that wand one more time. I want to see you spin that head before you go, so we have something to compare it to in 2 weeks.
I'm going to spin it tomorrow because I want to make sure I put it together right. I'm not going to make Tony look bad. I'm going to make sure my technician, who's the real mechanic, he's going to tighten everything up tomorrow.
Well, don't over-tighten it. Don't over-tighten it because you can shove those set screws right into the bearing race. That's what a lot of guys do.
Right. That's
it actually helps to take them apart to understand how they work, but you got to know how to put them back together.
Right. Well, like I said, tomorrow night, once he's here, I'll be holding the phone. He'll flip it all around and let everyone see everything. And if it falls apart, it falls apart. But
I mean, it'll fall apart. It'll be fine. But I tell you what, man, I can already hear the, are you kidding me? Are you seeing this?
Yeah. Hey man, y'all have
It'll
to have
be
a
fine.
tag.
You ain't gonna notice any difference in the first couple of weeks, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we go.
All right, man. We'll go eat your dinner. Give me a fist bump.
All right, buddy.
Boom. Wonder Twin Powers. All right, brother. Take care. All right. Good talking to you. Later.
All right, carpet cleaning world. That was Mikey P. I wasn't expecting him to join us tonight, but we thank him. Views on the Devastator and the Tony Dang one, since he has both of them. I do not have both of them. But once again, I am not sitting here. There's Lazarus. There's Lazarus Diaz. That's my employee, everyone. He's the gentleman tomorrow night that will be demonstrating the new Tony DangPro 3 wand. So everyone, Lazarus Diaz, he will be the man pushing the wand and demonstrating what the Tony DangPro wand will do for you, as it will for me. And we're going to lubricate and make sure everything's tightened up and it does what it's supposed to do. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a wand connoisseur. I'm a carpet cleaner, but I mean, whether I'm a carpet cleaner or not, I still want to make sure that I'm making a decent investment for my business. And I just want to reiterate, everyone, you've heard a lot of great things about the Devastator wand, and so have I. And I'm not ever saying anything against it, because it's a great tool. But ladies and gentlemen, it's all in how you maintain it. Just like you heard Mikey P said, that goes with any piece of equipment. I have Rotovacs, I have T-Rexes, I have them all. If I don't take them apart, if I don't make sure the vacuum ports are clear, if I don't make sure I put the O-ring in there for the suction and everything, it's not going to work. So you just want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to maintain your equipment. And like I just said, in the next month or so, we're going to talk about that. We're going to watch me or Lazarus there take our tools apart. We're going to clean them out. We're going to soak the jets. We're going to take you to the old school. And I know all you whippersnappers and new cleaners that don't move furniture because you don't have to, and all the other things that you don't believe you have to do. Let me tell you, that's all an opinion. Listen, there's plenty of cleaners out here that move furniture or at least offer furniture moving. But the thing is, it's a lot of cleaners that don't vacuum. Like, I can't believe that you guys don't vacuum. And then I see Mike Waldron just signed in. Hey, Mike. Mike always talks about carpet grooming. And you know what? I had a guy that was had a Grandy groomer that had a brush. It was a brush. No, that's not the same thing Mike Waldro or Waldo's talking about. He's talking about grooming the carpet, which is a carpet rake. It actually spreads the yarns to make the fibers stand up as much as they will, depending on how worn they are. And it spreads the yarns so the carpet will dry faster. It'll make the H2O rise right out the carpet. See, this is that old school stuff. That's nice to know about chemistry and what pre-sprays do what and what rinses do what. But you guys have to understand, it's not about just turning on the truck mount, the portable, or the CRB, or whatever you have, and going to work. You have to maintain your machines. You have to grease your machines. You have to lubricate them. Do you lubricate your blower on your truck mount? Don't answer that, because I'm scared how many people will say that they don't, or they don't even know that they have to lubricate their blower on their truck mount. Do you know that you're supposed to lubricate your blower at least once to twice a week, depending on how much you're using your truck mount? Like, these are important maintenance things. You will be glad that someone told you now before you have to put $2,500 out for a new blower or more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lady really is looking at me with the cross eyes now. I wasn't expecting to be on here. I wasn't expecting to have a guest. But tomorrow night, instead of Roger's Friday Night Insights, we will go live at the daycare center that I will be cleaning. And we're going to just take a look one more time at the new Tony Dang wand. And it is colored to my business colors, which is green and blue. But this is only the beginning. Like I told you, I already put my order in from Wander's Products for my colored hose and my colored vacuum hose. I'm going to show you how I'm going to change the standard in my area this year by branding myself. And it's all the tools that we use every day, but you have to maintain them. You do want to look different. You do want to set the standard. These are the little things that, if you don't know it already, that ladies will pay you $10 to $20 more per area because you're showing them something different. We're not even going to get into my marketing. We're just talking about the tools because we know you guys like talking about tools. But I'm sorry. You can say what you want. This is a nice looking wand. I can't wait. Lazarus, can you wait? Now, you already typed in, I can't wait to use that thing. You know what? You're going to have to share it tomorrow night, Lazarus. I want to use it. All right, everyone. Stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow night. And everyone, thank Mikey P for coming in, giving us some knowledge about both wands. Okay? But we're going to let you look at this. And then next week, we're going to have our buddy join us with his Devastator wand, if he can meet us. And we're just going to see which one you prefer. Oh, and there's one other thing. Mikey P mentioned that the Devastator wand comes in 1.5 inch as well as a 2 inch. Yeah, I forgot to say this because Mikey was talking there. But I just wanted you guys to see. Yeah, I got the 1.5 inch too. Yes, I do. I got the 1.5 inch too. So the DangPro wand does come in the 1.5 pole. No, it's not green. Not yet anyway. But it is a 1.5 for my portable or whatever use I need it for. And then we have the 2 inch. And the only thing that's different is the pole. Because see, the bottom just easily detaches and I just switch them onto each pole. So no matter if I'm using my portable and I want to use my 1.5 inch, or I'm using my truck mount and I want to use my 2 inch, you can still use the DangPro for either one. I think Shelwyn asked that question earlier, and the answer is a whopping yes. Okay, now, I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Stay tuned for the big DangPro Show. This is the new design, the DangPro 3. See you tomorrow night, guys.